Hey everyone, I'm going to take a second to let some people hop on. I am so excited to talk to you guys today about duplicating through the ripple effect. So I'm going to give you a different perspective on how to get it done. So if you are on, give me a hello, let me know where you're from. Hey guys, I see some people popping on. So excited. Let me know where you're from. Let me know what the weather's like. We live in Cleveland, Ohio, so it is cold. It turned into winter. It was like 0 to 100 real quick. So we are bundled up and we're ready for the weekend though. Hey, I see some of my girls popping on. All right, you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. Let me just start and kind of give you a bit of an overview about who I am and how long I've been in this journey. So my name is Lindsay Maloney. I am 32. I've been a coach for 4 years. So I started my journey kind of in a time in my life where I didn't know what I wanted out of it. I was a teacher, and then I transitioned into in-home childcare. All the while just knowing there was some purpose out there that I didn't have yet in my life, and I needed a change. This has been my greatest gift in the entire world, and I'm so I live in Cleveland, Ohio. It's just my husband and I, and we are expecting our first child. So it has given a new perspective into what I'm looking for and the mission that I want to create and the stability that I want to continue to create within my business and organization. So today I am talking about duplication, and I know we have all heard lots and lots of training, and Team Beachbody is amazing in showing us how to duplicate. So we know, hey, duplicate training, duplicate things so you can give them files and PDFs and all types of resources to gift your team. And then they can use it to continue on down the line. And before you know it, you have this organization built. But today I'm actually wiping all of that away, and I'm going to ask you to be open-minded. I want you to get out a piece of paper and a pen, because there's going to be questions that I want you to think about after we get off of this call, and then I want you to think about it tomorrow and the next day and the next day, because this is something that will change your business so drastically like it has mine. So, how many of you have ever felt like you were pulling people along, or your team was a house of cards? Give me a guess if you have ever felt that way or you currently feel that way. Most of us at least, all know the feeling where there is some type of disconnect and misalignment within our team, and we just don't know how to fix it. Okay, so if you're one of those people that said, you know what I'm talking about, I want you to ask yourself this question. Have you ever set standards and mission words within your team? This was the missing piece to my business, and it was the one thing that I kept trying so hard to work out the logistics of how I was going to meet these goals. How would I rank advance? How would I build my business? How would I advance premier or elite? But the missing component was I didn't have stability. And I'll tell you this, it was one of those moments where you take a step back and it all hits you and you realize what the missing piece was, and it's like a breath of fresh air. So a lot of us in life, and just as people, get really uncomfortable with setting standards and mission words or expectations of other people, because you start to feel like maybe you don't have the right or the privilege to set those standards or words within it. But I want you to change your thought pattern, and I want you to think of it as a release, a relief, and a renewed business. So here's the thing. What exactly are you asking your team to duplicate? Like, sure, they can have a team training and they can know how to sell challenge packs and they can understand how to create resources. Exactly are you asking them to duplicate? Within my team, I had to think about, I wanted to duplicate integrity, trust, and value. Those things were going to be my mission words, and they were going to be at the forefront of my business and of my team. If I had these 3 words, I knew that whatever they went out and my team did, they were going to duplicate. I know my connection keeps cutting out. I hope it's not affecting the way that you're able to see this, but so I had to take a moment where at the end of last year, I had to have a major heart-to-heart with myself. We had just hit elite for the very first time. It was really exciting, but I found myself almost feeling like I was standing there alone. And that is a hard feeling to feel when it's a really big goal that you had hit. And I realized that there was nothing wrong with my team, but I was really ready for some people who felt incredibly aligned with my mission. And they were like my soul sisters. And we could do something really big. So I'll be honest with you guys. I stopped recruiting coaches. It's probably exactly what your upline might not want me to tell you to do. But I had to decide, how was I creating value, integrity, and trust within my client base first? When I sign someone up with their yearly annual membership, I take that connection so incredibly serious. I see that as a life that is about to be impacted, and I'm now a piece of their puzzle. I want to make sure I'm giving them the best value that I could give them. So guys, I was so focused on building my business and my team and those shiny things that I have to be honest, I was not pouring the time and dedication into my clients that they deserve. I literally, from January through probably March, I took a pivot and I focused fully on my clients. I was beside them. I provided them tremendous value. One thing that I really love to give them is a lot of nutritional guidance. I have a lot of busy moms. That is my demographic, busy moms of toddlers, and they need resources. So I took pride in creating meal plans and giving them recipes and giving them to use in their own life. And I just took time to cultivate those relationships. And then in March, I opened it up to my client base, and I said, I'm opening it up. Would you like to become a coach? And guess what? I had 18 women sign up on one day, and they all had standards. So as I said, I took my client base and I had a shift. I didn't expectations. I set them for them because I wanted to make sure they knew that I was going to push them. We will be the first people to let ourselves down. We will be the first people to cut ourselves slack. You can be a trailblazer without being a dictator. Write that down, okay? You can be a trailblazer without being a dictator. So I had to decide what kind of language and what kind of vocabulary I wanted to use within my client base. It was empowering. I let them know that they were worth showing up. I told them, I see you today. I messaged them behind the scenes. I saw your picture. I realized your kids are sick. Oh my gosh, you're such a warrior. I recognized them for the hard work that they were putting in. I recognized the crap out of them. And they wanted to show up. So I was setting these standards and I was telling them, hey, in our groups, you show up and you post. I want to see you. Hey, if you want that extra layer of accountability, use our virtual gym. Interact in the personal development that I am doing with you. I make live videos all of the time. I really dig in deep. I told them, we're about to dig deep. That's my job. So they knew they had those standards and expectations, and they were rising those standards and expectations because they wanted to be a part of this community. They wanted someone to set structure up for them. Guys, you realize you're there to set up their structure, and they will conform to whatever structure that you set for them. But guess what? Now, when I had provided integrity, value, and trust within my own client base, I had amazing freaking coaches signing up with me. They are like next to none. There's someone who you could call up at the moment and they'll be there for you. They show up to their own clients because guess what? They saw me doing that. Okay? They saw me showing up to them relentlessly during the hard parts of life, during, busy seasons. All of you kind of, sort of show up to your clients. Guys, it's nothing to feel ashamed about, but it's something that you have to reflect on because your client base are little seeds of coaches growing. So when I opened up this team, I then was able to bring in these women and we duplicated this amazing thing based on our mission words. So again, your team is going to have so many faces, you guys. I seriously cannot tell you how many different versions of a team I have had. It is insane. I want you to picture putting a viewfinder up to your face and clicking through the pictures and it goes from a lion to a cheetah to a rabbit. That's how different it has been. But there is never a wrong time to start over. I was a brand new elite coach who had felt like she had no team. It is inevitable. But within this ripple effect where I was able to bring them in and I was able to build them up and we were able to do this thing and then duplicate it, I have the people around me that I've always had as my vision. But it took me digging deep within myself to figure out what that was. So what I want you to do is figure that out. What are your mission words? What are your passions? What do you want to advocate for? And guys, it has to be bigger than my passion is I love Target. Okay, your passion has to be bigger than I'm a really big advocate for coffee. It has to be real, tactile words like integrity, trust, and value, because you're going to build a team that is so diverse. It's going to have different kind of people, and those words can carry into any person, but your brand is something that's very, close to you. So I would think about that. What does that look for you? What things do you want to advocate for? And then understand that it's going to take time. The words and the slogans and the vocabulary that I use within my client and team base has taken time. Legitimate time. I want you to think of this. You think Nike, when they came out with the slogan, "Just do it," resonated with the first person that heard it? No. Probably not the 5th or the 100th or the 1000th. They were like, okay, cool, just do it. What does that mean? They had to keep reiterating it, those to it. I don't know if that just cut out, but they had to put scenarios to it, and they had to build that slogan and that vocabulary for you. So when you start this, do not be frustrated or let down if it's not like everyone isn't freaking jumping all over it at first. You have to just take that time. How I did it was through a team call. I seriously just did a team call not that long ago where what I did was I walked them through from the time, and they knew this, but I did it again, and I set up with them here's your responsibility to them as you go forward. Here's how to best support them, and here's how to use our mission within their journey. And what I did was I asked them this. I said, when you sign somebody up with a yearly membership, I hope that you're assuming you're going to be here for all 365 days, because you just sent someone a link committing them to this process for 365 days. Will you be there with them? That also is something that I standard, something I was very afraid to put out to a new coach because I was so afraid to be like, oh no, they'll run. Guys, when I walked through and I set our mission words and I set standards for my team, I had some people leave. But guess what? I never had them in the first place. If you set standards and someone says it's not for them, they were never yours. And someday they might come back and they might say, yeah, that is for me. But guess what? They'll be very clear about what their expectations are. It's going to take time. There is no coincidence that you made it to this call right now. If you have felt stuck or broken or frustrated or lost in your business, I want you to bring it back in. I want you to seek it out in your own soul and your own heart. Get real with yourself. Think about it this weekend. Come together with your team and decide upon, maybe you want to come together and you want to make core values together. Or maybe you as a leader, you want to just present it to them. Guys, when a stone is cast, it creates so many ripples. By creating this fantastic community within your own tribe and your own team, other people want to be a part of that. They cannot wait to be a part of that. Guys, we have no excuse November right now. If you had the kind of community that you were so proud to bring people into, that would be like your ticket. And guess what? Start a group on Monday or follow up with every single person you have ever talked to and use this as your guide. Open up a brand new group that uses this as the backbone. And I'm telling you, you're going to feel like you just opened your business all over again. Guys, push. If you've said in the last 2 months, 3 months, 1 year, you don't know if this is for you, I am asking you to try harder. Push 1 inch more. Just like my mentor, Melanie, says, I went to bed knowing I couldn't give a fingernail more. Are you doing that for your own dreams and aspirations? Because there's someone out there waiting for you a year from now that is expecting you not to give up because they need this. So reach inside, think about it differently, and your business and your life is going to change. Guys, thank you so much for listening. If you have questions, please ask them. I'll come back and I'll answer them. If you want to speak behind the scenes, reach out to me. I love community and I love shifts in perspective. It's usually all about that. And I'm so glad that I was able to share a little bit of what's been working in my own business with you today. So have a great day, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.